Hey guys, welcome to the Triple Crown of Rodding here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I'm Irving with the Roadster Shop, and I'm just going to show you a little bit about all the chassis that we offer. So depending on your needs, we have chassis that are entry level, that are going to be catered towards upgrading your performance and handling of the chassis. We have our spec chassis line. It usually has a starting price point about $13,000. Fully optioned out, we could be just under 20 or a little bit over 20 with big 14-inch disc brakes. But then we also have a performance chassis that starts around 20,000, and then we can option it out with big disc brakes. We can upgrade to independent rear suspension, and then we can also upgrade the axles to a beefier axle and center section for those high horsepower motors like we would get from Borowski. So we offer currently 120 different year makes and models, so there's a good chance that we already have a chassis designed for you. However, we can make the motor mounts and the transmission mounts specific to whatever you guys are running. All of the homework is done, and nothing to worry about. Body mounts are going to be all factory locations, bumper brackets, etc. They're all going to mount as they would factory. However, the performance and handling is where you're going to gain the biggest benefit to it. Here we go. Here we have a 55 to 57 Chevy chassis. This is our spec chassis line. This is the one that's going to start around $13,000. As you can see, we have this optioned out with a third member, upgraded single adjustable coilovers front and rear. We do offer brake line mounting kits, so full brake lines with billet line clamps, all the fittings. Typically, all you have to do as a builder is mount your master on the firewall and drop details down to our lines.
Oh man, looking fresh today.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here we go. We have our Chevelle chassis. This one's optioned out with powder coat, third member, brake lines. Chassis like this is going to be right around $18,000, fully optioned out as you see it. This customer is going to be putting it under his 66 Chevelle. Motor mount's going to be an LS, manual transmission. Here we've got a 73 to 87 square body C10 chassis. Same thing, this one is just not optioned out with powder coat, but we did run the brake lines for the customer. And a big thing to point out is the adjustable transmission cross member. We do make specific motor mounts and transmission cross members like all of our other chassis. However, it's slotted to easily adjust to accommodate all different types of transmissions and motor combinations. Moving down the line, we have a 47 to 54 Chevy pickup chassis. This one is what we call our standard height spec chassis. C-notch in the rear to get it as low as we possibly can without having to do minimal bed modifications or trans tunnel modifications. Again, same situation here. We have the transmission cross member fully adjustable to accommodate whatever transmission the customer is running, and then of course bolt-on motor mounts. This option out with brake line kit and big brake pedal, a master cylinder and vacuum booster. All options that we can add to the chassis. Now we're diving into our performance chassis. This one specifically is for a C2 Corvette, so 1963 to 1967. This is optioned out with a fully independent rear suspension with 31 spline axles and half shafts. This one's optioned also with single adjustable coilovers, brake line kit, and similar adjustable transmission cross member. Well-done motor mounts for this particular setup. We do also have bolt-on motor mounts as well, depending on the motor and transmission combination. Bumper brackets, all the factory body mount locations. Again, similar with all our chassis, all in factory locations. Here we've got our four-wheel drive RS4 chassis. This one was a custom chassis made for a 55-59 Chevy pickup. 6-inch extended frame rail. This customer was going to do an extended cab short bed. So this chassis fully optioned out as you see it is about $68,000. Starts at $43,000. It's a base price. We can build it for, again, any different motor and transmission combination that you're running. We do offer it for all the trucks from 47 all the way to 87. We can option this chassis with a gas tank, brake lines, same thing as we do on our other chassis, but this one is designed for an Atlas II transfer case. Here we've got our Rodline Chassis. Different suspension setup here. We have a longer suspension travel. Upper and lower control arms are a little longer to adjust for the long travel and coilovers. You might want to edit that part out. I'm just kind of mumbling. I'm losing my train of thought. But Rodline Chassis is designed again with bolt-on motor mounts, adjustable transmission cross numbers specific to what you guys are running. There's a Corvette C7 spindle in the front. It comes standard with a straight axle, 4-bar suspension, and tan hard bar. We do have the option on the Rodline to go with a independent rear suspension. It comes with a ZL1 differential, 373 gear, so you can have a fully independent rear suspension tri-five. Here we've got our track chassis. This is for an A-body, independent rear suspension, upgraded 33 spline axles with a 33 spline center section. Coilovers is an option, motor and transmission. Again, you're going to see the common theme here is we can make the motor mounts and transmission cross members specific to what everyone's running. Placed in its proper location to limit firewall modifications. On the A-bodies, you will have to do a transmission tunnel and drive shaft tunnel. That's just the way it is. Our cars sit a lot lower. They have a more aggressive stance for better performance and better handling. And the only way to do that is to modify the tunnel. That way the trans pan isn't hanging too far below the frame. This chassis is catered towards more track performance. So if the customer, if you're looking to build a track vehicle, the fast track is the route that you want to go. Right here we have our bolt-on 64 to 70 Mustang spec chassis. It is a pure bolt-on. The only thing that you have to do for this particular chassis, you have to delete the shock tower covers. This top half of the IFS crossmember is going to bolt over the existing subframe, which is represented here in blue. It's going to go all the way back to the torque boxes. Again, bolt-on motor mount, transmission crossmember specific. Typically where you do a subframe connector here with a front and back half, you don't have to because this contours the bottom of the floor pan on those unibody Mustangs. It's going to attach to the rear leaf, rear subframe, rear leaf spring shackle mount, and we do have a body mount specific kit that can be purchased with the chassis that'll help the installation go a lot easier. But same setup, parallel 4-bar rear suspension, pan hard bar, coilovers all around, pure bolt-on for the Mustang. Go to the other side of the family. So we got Ford on the other side, you got a Chevy here. Here's a bolt-on Camaro chassis for another unibody car. Same thing, setup is going to be rear frame rails are going to stay attached to the rear leaf spring mount. We do have the body mount specific for it. And then same thing with the subframe connectors on the Mustang is similar to what you're going to see on the Camaro. So front and back halves, you don't have to do any subframe connectors. Again, bolt-on motor mount, transmission crossmember specific to what everybody's running. All of our chassis come standard with IFS with coilovers all the way up to the spindle. 9-inch housing comes standard, axles come standard, and then we can upgrade everything to a 35 spline if the customer's running high horsepower motors. So, great setup if you're looking to do a resto mod and actually take your car to the modern performance and better handling. With any of our chassis, our rear end housings and axles are going to be quite capable of handling up to about 900 to 1,000 horsepower. They come standard with 31 spline axles, as I mentioned before, but if you're looking for those high horsepower ranges, anything north of 900, I'd say, and you're doing more track performance, we can then upgrade the chassis with 35 spline axles and a 35 spline center section upgrade, whatever gear ratio that you want, and you're going to be set up for the rest of your build, depending on what kind of a Pro Charger, what kind of NA motor you're going to be running, LS supercharged, you name it. We can set up the motor any way you like it.
Name?
My name's Irving, again, from the Roadster Shop. You can reach us at 847-949-7637. You can't get a hold of me. I have our colleague Andrew Erickson and Phil Smont. Any one of us can be able to have you.